hustling, 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 hustling.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Muscle Hustle Podcast. I'm your girl, Cokes. Make sure to subscribe at the Muscle Hustle Podcast on all social media platforms. Also, make sure to check out our website, www.themusclehustlepodcast.com for all fly gear, just like the ones that got here. They got more stuff coming out. I'm really excited about what we got to launch coming up in the spring. As you can see, I'm here by my solo dolo because my co-host, Ken, is out. If y'all notice, he had the boot on his ankle and whatnot, and he finally got surgery. Big ups to Ken. Speedy recovery to you, my guy. But yeah, I'm solo dolo. I don't like it because I don't like talking by myself. I'm usually one that likes to shoot the shit with people. And now I'm in the hot seat. I got my man's John in the background, our studio manager here, and he gonna be hitting me with a couple of questions every now and then to give you the rundown on what it is that Coco does and what she's about. This is bonkers. I hope y'all happy. But I'm gonna just keep it real. If y'all already know, if y'all don't know, Coco from New Jersey, tapping in different industries. I'm one that grew up with the sense of staying unique and staying with my hands in everything. Fitness. I'm also a contractor. Some of y'all don't know, I'm actually a whole accountant. Yes, I'm educated. I went to school. I'm also a post-rehab therapist. I used to dance professionally back in the day as a choreographer. If y'all Google me, y'all will see that I did a couple of videos as well. I did a lot of stage plays. I toured with some good folks as well too as a dancer. Only thing God didn't bless me with is a voice. And I'm gonna have you know, God knew what he was doing, because if he had me singing like Beyonce or Mariah Carey, listen, y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I would be trouble, okay? Big time trouble. Be walking around just straight up tassels and everything, just do what did it and everything. But no, grew up in Jersey. We moved around a lot, you know, so I was back and forth between Jersey and New York for a little bit. And then my mom's, she moved down to Virginia, and having me travel back and forth. I wasn't necessarily a bad kid per se, but I would say that be careful of the quiet ones. I was mischief. I was a mischief. But African parents, all right? Grew up in an African household, Ghana all day, you know what I mean? And sent me right to Ghana, all right? My mom is Ghanaian and British, so, you know, I was back and forth at one point in time between London, the UK, and also Ghana until I actually came back to the States. Having to deal with all that moving and stuff like that, honestly, I feel like that's kind of what made or break me, just being in different environments, growing up in that type of situation, being amongst a lot of family, and I got a big ass family too, but being amongst a lot of family, different personalities, trying to see what works, what don't work, seeing how other people move around me in different countries, let alone that, and just the hustle and how they move and just to get theirs. I guess that's really what inspired me, and that's the reason why I just move the way that I move. I don't like to be challenged. I find that being challenged is my way of getting what's mine. Like, you say, I dare you, and something clicks in me where it's just like, you know what? You should have never done that, because now I'm going to literally go over the top on what it is you dared me on. Honestly, that's really how I came up with this podcast. So I have been writing this script for the longest, 3 years, and rewrote the script on how I want this podcast to be set and everything. And honestly, it wasn't until I came, and I think you would have saw that first episode, it wasn't until I came out here in Houston, my man Solo, shout out Solo, and my friend Ken, they both dared me to go ahead and start. I didn't think I was going to start that year, but honestly, that literally just clicked on me where I was just like, all right, it is what it is. I'm just go ahead and just shoot. And now look, we're here, episode 22. And still going. And real talk, you're going to find me kind of just rambling, but honestly, it's been a journey. Definitely has been some ups and downs, maneuvering between different industries and stuff like that. It's not easy. You have to literally try to juggle and keep afloat on all, especially when they're all lucrative. You know what I'm saying? They're all bringing in some type of income. I don't really like saying one is primary than the other. I do have a steady paycheck, but then at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Who's to say that's always going to be steady? Shoot, the government be on their ass acting stupid sometimes too. So in the end, it's just like, you can't really depend on shit. So just making sure that you always covered by any means, right? And just keeping afloat and making sure that you have a really solid circle amongst you. I feel like that's really the reason why I'm still standing. I really thought I could be able to say that, like, it's always just me, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing always alone, you know what I'm saying? 10 toes down. It's just, you know, me, head down, always about my grind and everything like that. But like I said earlier, first episode of this year, I am not trying to be on grind mode 24/7 without any type of means or any type of focal point. I'm trying to be on hustle mode with a purpose. I feel like now I'm on my grown woman shit. You know what I'm saying? I really am trying to make sure that everything that I do now just makes sense. Let it intertwine with each other. No separate entities. Let them all kind of connect. And yeah, that's really what I'm on right now. I don't know. Again, being involved in different industries or different aspects of the industry. Because I moved around even within an industry. Fitness, I pretty much was a bodybuilder, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say was, I still am, but I moved and shaped as a bodybuilder, a judge on the other side, judging competitors who probably I used to compete with as well too, being on that other side of the table, moving around as a posing coach, moving around as an actual coach itself, as a trainer for many. I used to run track as well too, in college and professionally for the Army. So dealing with that, got to see a lot of injuries, have a lot of pro athletes in my family. So having to see them and their injuries and having to, like, you know, help them and assist them in their comeback, basketball, football, shoot, hockey as well too. Now somebody's approaching me with, you know, golf and trying to make sure that I perfect their swing and how their hip impingement is. It's a lot of stuff. So just noticing biomechanically how people move and how to be able to shape when it comes to getting them back on the field or getting them stronger on the field or whatever field that they're in. I took interest in that as well too. And that's how I kind of got into pushing a little bit more on the post-rehab side. It's crazy because, you know, I'm out here in Houston, and nowadays you see fitness-wise or on the wellness side per se, there's a lot of stretch therapists out there. And it's all cool and stuff like that, but you just got to be mindful of what it is that you're doing. Hey, get your hustle. I'm not going to stop nobody's money, so it is what it is. But, John, what you got for me? Because I feel like I'm rambling. Diversifying incomes in different industries and being able to find like unique opportunities in different industries. Honestly, it's just really what comes to you. Closed mouths don't get fed. Once you're actually in the industry, once I was in the industry, it was just a matter of me moving to make sure that people didn't doubt that I can be able to perform or I could be able to do what it is that I was hired to do or challenged to do per se. And then in the end, just doing the job and excelling at it. I pride myself in being multi-talented. I never really used to embrace it. I used to hear it a lot, but for some reason, embracing the fact that that's really what it is, I am multi-talented. I'm saying, and embracing that, I can honestly say I ain't just all talk. I show it. And because I showed is the reason why I was able to be granted different opportunities, like go on tour, as a dancer, like being able to be featured as a dancer, being able to choreograph stuff for other performers, other dancers, other artists of that aspect, just being musically inclined and being able to put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? It opened up many doors. Hell, even on the contractor side, at first I was full-time, but because of the fact that I wanted to make room for other things that I wanted to do, and I was losing my shit being behind a desk 24/7, especially when I got out the Army, I wanted to make sure that I had room to be able to do and excel at other things as well too. It ain't for everybody to be moving around like the way that I move, to be honest. I don't have edges. There's a reason. I'm saying I'm always stressed out. Like, it's crazy. But at the same time, it's fulfilling to me. It's just a matter of also learning as I go. It ain't always glitz and glam either. Sometimes you got to invest, you got to take risks, and they don't always pan out. I always got backup, I always got means, but at the same time, sometimes it just don't be looking mad rough. Now, I don't really know too much about Bissonnet, but from what I hear, sometimes in my mind, I'd be like, you know what? I might have to go ahead and probably try to shake a leg or something like that on the street and see what's shaking, because I don't know how I'm going to be able to get this right. I'm playing. I'm joking. But nonetheless, it's not always the ups. As an entrepreneur, it's not always ups, for real. There definitely are some lows as well, too. But again, it's a matter of being spiritually inclined, spiritually stable. I'm in tune with God. And honestly, making sure that you have the right people behind you. And that's what I had to learn. Because if you know me, I am definitely one that is a loner. I got friends, I got associates, I got folks that I can say nowadays I can rely on. But at the same time, that's not how I grew up. I grew up being able to do stuff on my own and being able to shake on my own. And that's just how I move. Because of that, honestly, I grew up with that mentality. And it's been different, especially moving into Houston. It's definitely been different. Honestly, being able to diversify my multiple incomes, it's really just that, diversifying my incomes. I don't settle on one. I don't depend on one. I got to make sure there's different things. Everything that I got my hands on has to be able to produce some type of income. I don't care if it's $5. It's got to make sense. As a DJ, I am a new DJ at that. I like to say I'm a new DJ here and there for a little bit, but I'm not out here as, okay, a sole entity as a DJ. Even with that, you know what I'm saying? Up and coming DJs, it's unreal to be getting residencies in your first year. It's unreal. Again, I was challenged. Because I was challenged, that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. It don't pan out for everybody, but at the same time, even as a DJ, well, skill sets that I have from other industries is how I'm moving in this industry as far as marketing myself as a DJ. I'm a hustler. I'm going to talk. I'm going to grind. I'm going to put my music out there, but put my mixes out there. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, keep it moving. I'm saying if you want to book me in the club, bet. I'm saying you now know what it is I can produce. I'm saying I'm not the best scratcher. Cool. But I'm musically talented. I have that ear, so I know what blends. That's why my name is K Blends. But again, it's that hustle mentality that I have with other industries is the reason why I'm moving the way that I'm moving as a DJ. And I'm able to get my bookings the way that I get it. And honestly, nothing that I have my hands on is just for fun. It's for fun because it speaks to me. That's the reason why I'm involved. But they all are producing some type of income. It's crazy, man. Time management, prioritizing. My time management honestly sucks. According to the status quo, I would say. There's some people who live by writing things in the planner, having their phones. I got multiple alarms on my phone, and all of them get ignored. But again, the way that I function, it just works for me. Some people might take it to be something of chaos. It works for me. Can it be a little bit more structured? I think I'm probably going to find somebody to help me out with that. Maybe an admin personnel, who knows, to kind of keep me afloat. But for now, till this day, it's been working. I know I could probably be able to get a lot more done if I had help. But first step is to admit you need help, right? I need help on the time management part. But for what I'm doing right now, it works for me. It's a strategy that I've basically perfected as far as working in chaos, and it's worked. And what I mean by chaos, I'm just talking about running around with the chicken with my head cut off. Again, I have my schedule for my clients. I have my schedule for my coaching. I have my schedule for my online business. I have my schedule for podcasting. I have my schedule for DJing. And then at the same time, life be lifing. It's got to make sense. But nothing is set in stone. It's just always a matter of just being flexible. I learned that in the Army. Got to stay flexible because every day is different. You just never know what's going to be thrown at you. In the end, you got to be able to learn how to flex and adapt accordingly. Yep. John, what else you got?
What challenges have you faced while juggling these industries, and how have you found ways to put them together?
Challenges being within all these industries, honestly, is just staying encouraged. That's been the main thing. Physically, you're always going to face some type of challenge within any industry, whether it be taking a risk, putting my money in a project that obviously doesn't pan out, being involved with people who obviously probably are scammers, shit like that, you know, or just being completely dived into one particular project and forgetting and negating everything else that's around you, and then it don't pan out. Next thing you just like, you got to find your means and your way, flex in some other way. I feel like I've been through it all. It's kind of hard to pinpoint what specific challenge is more than another, but honestly, staying grounded for me with God has been a means to be able to get out of that challenge or see myself through. I firmly do believe that He does give you more than you think you can't bear, specifically because of the fact that it is a test to see about your faith, and a test to really honestly see whether or not you will depend on Him the way that He wants you to see you through. For me, it's just a matter of trusting Him to see me through certain challenges. I was broke at one point. I'm saying multiple points, bump that. Just because of the fact that I put my all into one particular industry or one particular project, trying to do what everybody else does. I'm saying because of the fact that they're just like, you got to focus on one thing and really perfect that. It works for people. It works for some. But a creative like me, I feel stifled. I'm saying, how do you get past being stifled in a situation where you're focusing on one entity or you're focusing on one project and they're telling you that you got to be all in, and you still are slightly distracted because there's something else that you want to really focus on as well too, or you in your heart that you could be able to juggle both, but you want to maneuver the way everybody else maneuvers. It don't work for me. I tried. It really doesn't. I could be a little bit more strategic about how I focus on that one thing, but it ain't gonna be the only thing I focus on. That works for me. And growing up and learning exactly what works for me, I was unhappy as shit. I'm literally focusing on, I love dance. I love to dance. That has always been, I just love music. That's really what it is. And music and movement together creates dance. It creates art. I love that. But it got to a point where it's just like, it's no longer fun when everything around me is basically taken away from the aspect of what it is that I enjoy. The industry in itself was shifting. It was shifting at a point where it was becoming more of the model-esque type stuff. Less of the arts, more of the models. Less of the art, more of the va-va-voom type stuff. I'm saying less of the art, more of you ain't got shape. I'm saying you're not the Coca-Cola body type to be in this video. Less of the art and more of the no shade video vixen. I'm not it. You know what I'm saying? I don't fit that. So it's just like, it's less of the art part and more of the stigma of putting what's needed, what's out to be able to sell records, or to be able to sell a song, or to be able to sell this video, or to be able to sell this performance on stage. Not the shift. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't fit here. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to focus on that anymore too much, because I still was able to perfect stage performance, you know what I mean? And be able to open up a new opportunity where I can now be on tour. So now I ain't got to be in everybody's video. Now I can be on tour and still be able to fulfill that art that I love so much. A matter of flexing. That's just what it was. Fitness-wise, I'm old, knee banged up. I got multiple injuries from the damn army. You know what I'm saying? They're always touring, getting mobilized and all that other stuff, right? Not able to run like I used to. I was a hurdler. Damn sure I can't hurdle no more. Shoot, play ball. They use me for my speed. Ain't got that. So it's just like, how am I able to flex? You know what I'm saying? Flexing like had to find another means. So if I can't do all that active stuff that I want to, how else can I stay sane to be able to fulfill that fitness portion of what it is that I cater towards? Bodybuilders, where it's at. It's aesthetics. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's not really showing too much of strength and how much weight you can lift and stuff like that. But at the same time, aesthetically, it was challenging. You know what I mean? And I ain't done with that either. You know what I'm saying? It's just a small hiatus, you know, shorty banged up. But at the same time, it's like being able to flex and maneuver within the industry. I was able to do that as well too. Finding sponsors, paying for certain things, being able to actually live off of sponsorship stipends and getting paid for go-sees and what else? Guest performances, or no, not performances, but guest appearances and just sit downs, conferences, things of that nature. Those, all that shit was another means, another source of income. But at the same time, having to deal with the challenge of actually being injured or so, I had to flex. And that's how I maneuvered. But yeah, what else? This is so weird to be in this hot seat like that. I don't like it. Now I be knowing what my armpits all sweaty or whatnot. Damn. All right, what else you got for me, John? I'm a go-getter, regardless of the fact I am able to be stern on self and maneuver the way that I maneuver just based off how I grew up. So no matter what type of industry I'm in, I'm going to always flex, but I'm going to always get mine regardless. You can't tell me I can't do something. That's just me. I'm hard-headed as hell. And again, no injury, no person is going to tell me I can't get mine. I'm going to flex and be able to get it. So honestly, just in a challenge in itself, I don't really take heed to challenges as being challenges, if that makes sense. I take challenges as being opportunities to be able to kind of just overcome. Explain that a little bit. Every challenge that came forth is an obstacle, right? It's not a hindrance. It's an obstacle to overcome. It's a hurdle. You got two choices. Sit down and complain or get over that damn hurdle and keep it pushing. So every challenge in itself for me is basically a hurdle. Every challenge that I've pretty much overcame, I'm happy about, but at the same time, I'm also what I like to call a teacher. I like to talk about certain things in person with others who I see are also kind of gearing towards that challenge or is going to be able to face that challenge. I can see it from afar. And so I drop them gems when necessary, only when necessary because I don't like to pry. That way, when they do come across it, they already know how to flex and move the way that they need to in accordance to them. Not looking for, a thank you, but it's a matter of just helping the next person. But as far as I'm concerned, navigating, honestly, that's kind of how I kind of grew up. Just mainly navigating. Aren't we all navigating in this world? It's supposed to be challenging. Nothing is a cakewalk in this life. So honestly, we're all navigating. We're all trying to move in accordance to how we move. We're all trying to move in accordance to what's necessary within our industry or whatever industry that you select for self. Heck, at this point in time, I'm actually coming out of I'm staying contracted, but I'm in accounting. I'm coming out of that. I'm trying to go tech. It's going to be challenging for me because of a different type of lingo I'm not accustomed to. Everybody's saying it's probably going to be an easier transition just because of the fact that accounting, analytics, it's kind of like, it kind of goes hand in hand, just being inclined with just, I don't know. They say numbers, who knows? I think data is data, so it's not just always numbers, but I'm going to take heed to what they say and see how that challenge happens and how I overcome that, but I don't know, man. It's just life. Life be lifing. So you just make do with it and just keep it pushing. I'm really boring, to be honest. In my eyes, I'm really boring. I just do a lot. I'm really boring. I'm a whole homebody. If I can make it home, you know what I'm saying? I'm not always in the streets like everybody thinks I am. If I get the opportunity, like on Sunday, you can't find me. DND is not even on, it's airplane mode on my phone, okay? You can't even get through. So, and I'll be just straight slumber mode. But what else?
Challenges have you faced starting your business?
Looking at other people and how they do certain things in certain businesses, certain aspects, studying them, how they move, asking questions. The challenges that I face in starting my businesses, honestly, was real more so self-intuned. Can I do this? That's usually the first question for self. Can I do this? I know my why, but can I? Sometimes it's financial. Can I financially do this? You know what I'm saying? Can I take this risk? And then moving forward, just do I even really want to? Or am I more so being influenced by the folks around me? You know what I'm saying? The competitors around me, which are really not competition in my eyes. Honestly, they're just people that I'm going to study and see what I don't want to do, to be honest. So I look at it like that. I mean, they're influences in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Everybody around me is an influence in somewhat way, shape, or form. So I just kind of move accordingly. And honestly, the challenge in itself is really just within self. Can I do this? Follow up with, do I really want to do this? Then get it done. That's it. Everything else, honestly, is going to pan out for itself if that is your destiny. If that is made for you. What's for you is for you. What's not is not. And honestly, being spiritually inclined and spiritually in tune, if it ain't for me, God will make sure to take that shit out by any means. Whether it be a complete flop of a situation or an investment or a partnership or whatever the case, or a deal, whatever. If it's a complete flop, it just wasn't for me. And obviously, if it's a go, it's going to be some hurdles or so, but there's always going to be reassurance that that's something that I need to keep going with. Same thing with this podcast. I had a whole bunch of shit going on at once. You know what I'm saying? That was not in my circle. It was everything else that was going on. Basically, life is life in outside of what it is that I had my hands on. You know what I'm saying? So I had no control over. And because of that, that was a distraction for me. And even with this podcast, it was just a distraction with the fact of me continuing to be on go with this podcast. And so I had to have a real heart-to-heart talk with my man's LP and be like, yo, like, what you think? Is this something that I can honestly save? And he's just like, if it's something that you want, go get it. I believe in it. And I'm going to push you, you know what I'm saying? But you got to want it. And it was nothing but like a light switch to just get back on. But I had to pray on it as well, too. And I feel like it's for me. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of freaking podcasts out there. Everybody want to be a podcaster. It's cool. Me too. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Me Too movement. I'm a podcaster, too. And I got something to say. So in the end, it's just like I prayed on it. And I feel like it's a go. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in front of this camera talking about my lonely, nervous as shit, rambling and whatnot. I wouldn't be here. I'd be at home focusing on other stuff that I got going on. You know what I mean? But somebody I feel like is going to take heed to this particular episode and really understand that what's for you is for you. And then if it ain't for you, God or whatever God that you worship, the universe, whatever, is going to make sure that that in itself is negated out of your plan or of your focal point. Yeah. It's weird how it, like the universe works, honestly. It's just kind of like there's a lot of stuff, a lot of people who were definitely removed in the past few months when everything else that I couldn't control was going on. There's a lot of people that were actually removed, a lot of things that were removed to really just kind of create some type of peace, you know what I'm saying? Peace enough to be able to focus on certain things that needed my attention. And I'm thankful for that. So honestly, stay flexed, stay prayed up. Yeah. And be in tune with self to know that, be in tune with self and aware to know that when certain things ain't panning out, you really just have to meditate and focus either on God, again, whoever you decide to worship, that's on you. Mine is God. Really stay in tune with them and really just kind of focus and meditate on that and really see whether or not that's something that really needs to be X-nayed out. But again, it's really created opportunities for me to be able to also flex and start collaborations with other people as well too, and be a little bit more trusting in processes with other people. Can't always be a lone road out here. You know what I'm saying? Partnerships are definitely needed, but also knowing all this is trial and errors. You know what I mean? So, but you still got to be in tune, you know what I'm saying, to really see about certain people's spirits, certain things that really don't need to be in your circle, certain people that don't need to be in your circle, or just in your vicinity at all. You keep them at a distance. But stay meditated on that and really just kind of take in what you take in. I don't know. Damn it. Honestly, this was a challenge in itself. Was really just to kind of sit down and chop it up with y'all. Some of y'all said y'all really wanted to hear me talk by myself. And y'all know I don't like, I got nominated for an award. I'm still trying to figure out who in their right mind nominated me. If you feel like sharing, share. I can thank y'all, but I appreciate it. Shout outs to Gems. They nominated me for an award and wanted me to write a bio. I don't even like talking about myself like that. That's why I'm out here rambling. And I got John in the background trying to feed me questions to kind of keep me afloat. But yeah, I really I'm more of a listener, you know, a listener and someone that likes to pour into others. It's been cool talking, but it's been nerve-wracking talking by myself. Ken, I need you back. But I'm going to just leave it at that. If y'all ever have any questions that y'all want to know more about me, shoot me a DM, okay? At the Muscle Hustle Podcast on Instagram, TikTok. You got YouTube as well, too. The Muscle Hustle Podcast. The Muscle Hustle Podcast. Got to put the D at the end, THE. And then also check out the musclehustlepodcast.com for all highlights on past episodes and also merch. We dropping fire stuff coming out. I'm excited about it. I ain't even really... Now, that's another entity, John. A whole fashion designer. I really wanted to come out with just hats and socks. And y'all was pushing on, well, what about t-shirts? Well, what about sports bras and onesies and whatnot? Well, here you go. So y'all better check that stuff out because y'all requested it. So y'all better pay for it. But listen, we dropping every week. Every week. All right, on Tuesdays. Make sure to check us out. Follow the brand. Follow the hustle movement. I appreciate y'all. If y'all have any requests on people y'all think y'all want to see on this platform, send me a DM. Send me an email as well, too. And honestly, just shout them out. You shouting them out. You tagging them on the post. And just really just, you know, the polls that I'll be putting up, you tagging folks on there. That's going to help me reach out to some of these folks. I got a lot of things planned in store. I'm talking ciphers, DJ battles, things of that nature. I'm excited. Shoot, we might even do some live stuff too. I'm excited about that. So make sure to follow the brand, the hustle movement. I appreciate y'all's support. The likes is going up. The subscribers is going up. I got to start focusing on this TikTok stuff going on and whatnot. Probably start doing some dance stuff on there and whatnot so I can get some likes on there. But yeah, I appreciate the support, y'all, and I appreciate the encouragement. Yeah. And I'm Coco, and we out. Peace.